Was really good with my shopping last month, and I only spent $33,274.72.
Kylan Darnell is being called out for allegedly showing fake designer bags.
An Instagram con man who called himself the Kardashian of Cheshire has admitted to swindling people out of thousands of pounds in a luxury handbag scam.
For some reason, over the last few years, people have been obsessed with looking rich. There are so many videos of people flexing their designer bags, private jets, and luxurious lifestyles, but they're lying to you. Recently, I was making my rounds on TikTok, and I noticed an influx of luxury influencers who then were exposed for faking their lifestyle for views and likes. Actually, it seems like pretty much every day there's a new expose series on one of these influencers. I mean, for example, relatively recently there was an influencer by the name of Mei Lung, whose whole content strategy consisted of showing us how much money she spends, all her designer items, and just flaunting her wealth. That was, of course, until she was exposed.
Mei Liang is a TikToker who brags about her wealth, but allegedly that is all a lie.
It was all a lie? Y'all, they said this creator is faking about being rich.
I've realized I don't owe anyone any explanation or proof, and the people that know me already truly know me.
But really, that's just the tip of the iceberg. It's not just Mei Lung. It's actually not even influencers as a whole. There's an entire fake rich epidemic taking over our culture. And after seeing all of this, I began to wonder, how did these influencers get exposed? How deep does this fake rich culture go? And what is this obsession with looking rich doing to us? Well, let's talk about it. The start of the fake rich epidemic. Between dictators, military leaders, and the guy who keeps taking my parking spot, there's been a thirst for power as long as humans have been around. At some level, there's always been this kind of desire to flex your status. In the 1920s, there were fancy Gatsby-style parties. In the 1980s, there was this whole yuppie trend. In the 2000s, we had MTV Cribs. However, it wasn't until relatively recently that people could just fake being rich. And it seems like social media might be largely responsible for this new superpower of looking rich, but not actually being rich. I mean, it wasn't like a medieval peasant was able to just fake a higher status.
What's wrong, honey?
I'm just tired of being a peasant farmer while a king gets to live like a king.
Well, you know what they say. You have to have the mindset of the life you want to get the life you want.
What do you mean?
Sometimes you just have to fake it till you make it.
So what you're saying is...
Fake it till you make it.
Hello, fellow noblemen. I am one of you.
Guards, execute him.
But even still, it wasn't like this whole fake rich lifestyle was built overnight. No, it was built Gucci brick by Gucci brick. In fact, before fake rich was even a thing, luxury influencers were showing off their lifestyles and they were actually rich.
Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a 50k luxury designer haul / unboxing. As always guys, don't forget, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload.
First off, I just want to say that I love that she didn't remove the transparent background from the bell. She just felt really good about leaving that in there. I mean, usually when you're looking for that background, at least when I am, it's so I can specifically get rid of it and have whatever's on top of it and not the background. But here we are. Anyways, at this time, luxury items actually meant something. Like when you would see a video about a Gucci bag or designer clothes, it brought you to this world of wonder. A world where this item or this bag or this product that you were seeing was worth 10 times as much as your rent. Let's pause for a second because I guess I never really actually realized how expensive some of these items were. Like during researching for this video, I've looked at some of these products and it was like, they were crazy how expensive some of them were. I wanted to show you guys some of these products that I saw because it kind of blew my mind actually. So let me pull these up. Okay, so the first one we're gonna be looking at here is Chanel. I wanna show you something though that blew my mind. Look at this, look at this creativity. Oh my gosh. It zoomed out. Look at this. Oh man, look at that. It's transforming as I scroll down. I'm scrolling down right now. You can't see it, but it's transforming. That's incredible. This one's like birthday cake flavored. Interesting choice. Here's a little commercial. Amazing. But what I found so interesting about this website is how hard it is to find the pricing for it. Like I just pressed on whatever I just pressed on hoping to find the bag price, and then it just took me to this page, classic 11 tube bag. Look, I'll press on that. Boom, I'm right back to the same page. It's the same exact page I was at before. It's just a circle. I wanna see the price. That's what I wanna look at, but it's very difficult to find. Okay, so look, here it is. They have the mini 2.55 handbag and another mini 2.55 handbag. Okay, they have the mini, the regular, and the large. Great. Okay, so if I wanna buy, let's say I wanna buy a mini, smallest kind, right? This bag, the mini 2.55 handbag is $5,400. This right here is $5,200. Is that not insane? What if we want to get the large handbag though? What does that look like? $12,000. That's like a house down payment right there. This better be a really good, useful button if they're charging that much. That's all I'm saying. That's just Chanel. Like what if we go to Louis Vuitton, right? Look, they have all this stuff, women's bags, women's shoes, men's stuff, whatever. What if we go to women's bags? How much are these gonna cost? This one's $2,100 for this, $2,100. This one's almost $3,000. This one's $2,300. I don't want to sign up for SMS updates. Thank you though. This one here is almost $3,000, so that's super expensive. What about men's handbags, right? Or men's bags? Tote bags, look at this. Oh man, that definitely makes me want to buy one. Look at that, it looks like a face. These ones are even more expensive, it looks like. This one's $5,600 for this guy right here. This one that looks like it has coffee spilt on it is $3,950, so almost $4,000. This one that I literally could hire a 2-year-old to make is almost $6,000. That's crazy. But it didn't take long for it to go from being rich to just looking rich. And social media made this easier than ever. I mean, there's whole photo booths now dedicated to looking like you're in fancy cars or a private jet just so you can stage your photos and flex the wealth.
Show me your designer handbags. I'll go first. Your first designer handbag, your newest designer handbag, your favorite designer handbag, the handbag not very many people have in their collection, the handbag that you bought impulsively.
Maybe this is just me and maybe I'm out of the loop of what kids or what people in general find cool, but is the thing that makes this a luxury item the wheels? I mean, if I really wanted wheels that badly, I could have just bought some Hot Wheels and saved thousands of dollars. Also, of what practical use are those wheels? In what situation would you be like, oh, I'm sure glad my handbag has wheels. The Cats musical starts in 15 minutes. We're gonna be late. Don't worry about it, we'll make it. What do you mean? We're literally 2 states over and a train will take us 4 hours to get there. I'm telling you, don't worry. If only we had some kind of thing with wheels that could get us there fast. Well, lucky for you. Oh man, what is it? I have this. Dude, I was talking about a car. How's that gonna help us? It's a purse. So it went from actually being rich to just looking rich. Pretty soon though, people not only wanted to look rich, but they also wanted to own rich looking items without being rich. I mean, I'm glad this person was able to get these items at such a good price, but I guess I'm just a little confused at what's going on here. Like, I assume the purpose of having some of these items is to have the status of owning these items, but it seems a little bit excessive to me. Like the Versace belt. How many times do people truly pay attention to your belt? Like, that's just such a random thing. I mean, I've never had anybody fangirl to me over the type of belt that I was wearing, but then again, I've never worn a Versace belt, so I don't know. Which the Versace Crystal La Medusa belt is almost $1,000, interestingly enough. The thing is though, these type of videos did pretty well. So people would make them, the algorithm would reward them, people were watching them, and it started to become a whole cycle. It seems like around the same time that people started posting videos about these dupes in mass was the same time our culture started to shift. And honestly, this might have been a mistake. The rise of dupe culture. The ironic part of this shift was that people are now openly admitting to buying knockoff products. Like, it used to be embarrassing. You used to not want to tell people you couldn't buy the real thing, or that at least that you didn't want to, but now people were openly admitting it. Owning these dupes became a symbol of relatability instead of embarrassment that you didn't buy the real thing.
Unboxing my new super fake purse. Nicely patterned placement. Perfect hardware. Got it from IG MonRC1.
I mean, I'm no expert, but you could totally show me that bag and I'd believe it's real. I would have no reason not to. I mean, it looks purse-shaped and I see an LV, which is good enough for me. But I'm also pretty sure this is illegal.
Is it illegal to counterfeit designer items? Counterfeiting, especially of well-known designer brands, is a violation of intellectual property laws.
Okay, cool. Then also in this case, this person just totally outed the person who counterfeited this. They put their name at the bottom of the screen. That is why. I love this time that we're living in. Okay, here's your knockoff Gucci purse. Thank you, it looks so good. I'm glad you like it, but be careful. The FBI are on my tail. Hey everyone, I just got this purse from Jordan over there. You see him? What are you doing? If you want knockoff purses, this is your guy. I'm just gonna call the police myself. So while talking about all this stuff, I kind of began to wonder a little bit. How can you tell real logos from fake logos? Because some of them look so real. Like, it's so hard to tell the difference between some of them. Some of them just like, I don't see a difference. So what I want to do is show you a few logos here of brands you may know, and I want to see if you can tell which one's real and which one's fake. So I'm going to put them on screen. Let me get them here. The first one is the Jordan logo. As you can see, there's two different ones here. The one on the left, the one on the right. Which one do you think is fake and which one do you think is real? I know it's very hard to tell. You might be surprised to know that the right one is the fake one. It looks like a blob dude. Very obviously fake. The next one is Gucci. Okay, so this one is pretty difficult actually. Is the top one fake or is the bottom one fake? They both look like they could be fake to me. Right off the bat, there are a few different things I noticed. The first being that the outline of the G's are different. The one at the top's a little bolder. The one at the bottom is a little bit thinner. And then the little wing things on the side, one is a little thinner, one is a little bolder. So the top just overall looks more bold. The bottom one looks a little bit scuffed. The top one looks a little bit more intentional. The real one is the top one. Okay, so what about the third one? This one is a brand that I think most people recognize, LG. So the primary difference here is that the bottom one, the line on the face at the top right goes further than the one on top. Overall, the bottom one is just a more filled face. The top one is like 3/4 filled, and then I guess part of his head is not existent. They both look very similar. That is the only detail, at least that I noticed, that's different. The real one is the top one. The real logo has part of his face missing. That's how you know. That's how you remember that. Okay, what about an even more popular brand? Coca-Cola. So the differences I see here are the coloring seems a little bit different. Like the bottom one seems maybe a little bit more red, but then also the swirlies are different. So like at the top one, the swirly on Coca is at the bottom and Cola is at the top. On the bottom logo, the swirly for Coca is at the top and the swirly for Cola is at the bottom. That was a really weird set of words I said. So the real one in this case is the top one. Okay, then what about this one? This one's the last one. Twitter. RIP Twitter, it is now X, but we're going back to the Twitter logo. Did the Twitter bird have an eye or did he not have an eye? I mean, both of them look right in their own way. It's really hard to tell. I don't know. Which one do you think? So the real one is the right one without the eye. The Twitter bird did not have an eye. So he couldn't see, he was probably running into a bunch of stuff, that's fine. Like I said a bit ago though, this type of content would do really well and the algorithm would reward. The visuals of seeing an expensive bag for cheap would stop the scroll, people would engage with the post despite the blatant fakeness, and then this type of content started becoming super saturated. And what happens when the niche that you're making content in becomes super saturated? You have to make more outrageous and wild content to get attention. So now there's this whole massive market of fake luxury items. And funny enough, there's actually whole studies on how social media is rapidly growing the counterfeit market. Like we are all collectively contributing to an illegal activity. Isn't that great? We're having a good time. So people were buying all the fake products, friendships were forming, people started feeling like they were part of this rich but not rich club. But some people took advantage of this.
This Birkin bag at Hermes Boutique will cost you 38,000 USD. What is the real cost? This bag from our factory only costs you 1,000 USD, but even better quality and craftsmanship.
This video is of a content creator named Wang Sin, and he claims to be one of the major producers for these designer companies that sell these designer products. And this whole thing is pretty much saying that these companies are ripping you off and that he'll sell you the exact same products for a fair price. Sounds great, right? Well, not exactly. I mean, this guy has produced zero credible evidence that anything he's saying is true, but there are signs that he might be lying. Those TikTok wholesale finds from China, from Birkins to Birkenstocks, are probably fake. Here's why. But I don't want to get too far into that. All of that to say, with the rise of dupes and this whole fake luxury item culture, there's been a rise of people who take advantage of that. While many people don't care if you know they buy fake products, there's still a lot of people who want to appear rich without actually being rich. And now it's easier than ever. These are people who actively want to deceive the public into thinking they're very wealthy, they can buy all these items, and that really they're just rich. And it works pretty well. They get views, they get followers, and they craft this whole perfect life until they get exposed. The rise of fake rich influencers. This is a large group of people who that, for whatever reason, like to fake being rich by flaunting off all these designer items. But in many cases, those items are either fake, being immediately returned, or it's not even theirs to begin with. But before we get more into that, let me talk to you about the types of fake rich that I saw. There's the return and film specialist. They buy, film, and return luxury items the same day. The rent a lifestyle pro. They rent out Lamborghinis, Airbnbs, and props just to flex, and then they don't actually own any of them. The borrowed / friend's closet. This person uses their friend's designer items or backgrounds and doesn't actually own any of this. The super fake flaunter. They show off grade A knockoffs and try to pass them off as legit. So as I show you these next few influencers, I want you to try and guess which category they would land in. If we go back to the case of Mei Lung, her world seemed to be filled with endless champagne toasts, Hermes unboxings, and the kind of luxury that we would only see in movies, or in that one Roblox game where you get super rich. It's one or the other.
Okay, let's find out together what I spent in February. Okay, so mortgage is always $8,900, and my HOA fee is $1,368, and my Wi-Fi is going to be $99.99. My card payments are $700. I do private Pilates classes, so I do 20 classes, so that's $2,000. Clubbing was really bad because it had rolled over from my birthday month. So clubbing was a total of $86,070, and 33 cents. It was really good with my shopping last month, and I only spent $33,274.72. Eating out was also not bad. It was only $5,498.61. For travel and transportation, it was $15,827.98, and it was really expensive because I started Ubering everywhere again. My total for February to $154,098.63, which isn't too bad, and I always say it's not too bad because it could have been worse.
Really, her whole concept formula of bigger hauls, shinier items, and exclusive access to products seemed like a dream to many people. But then came the downfall. Just like with many content creators, each TikTok needed to outdo the last, and she kept posting more and more videos until cracks started to form. Viewers began to notice that things were a bit off. They noticed repeated backgrounds, the same identical item in 2 different influencers' feeds, and possibly the biggest clue, her apartment looked strangely similar to the apartment in her friend Irene's Instagram posts.
Mei Liang is a TikToker who brags about her wealth, but allegedly that is all a lie. Long story short, Mei is a liar, has been using her friends, whom she now has blocked, posts as her own content while mixing in her own content. Mei isn't poor, but she's not the heir that she proclaims to be. I've always suspected her to be a fraud, but never had solid proof. This was the nail in the coffin. I'm sure once this gains traction, she's going to lose all accountability.
Many of us were left wondering why she did it, but the need for status and validation doesn't, allegedly, end with Mei Liang. There are many other cases of influencers making content where they're flexing their wealth, and then they get exposed. Take Izzy Darnell, for example. She was the queen of product hauls. Week after week, she would post viral unboxings, high-end fashion, and exclusive restaurants. She had perfectly curated her feed to satisfy TikTok's algorithm. But again, fans began to notice things, in particular during one of her Christmas hauls. And this was the video that nearly broke luxury TikTok.
Hey girlfriends, so I'm going to dress up my little purse with you guys. I bought some stuff to go on it, like bag charms and everything. So Santa brought me the mini pink Kelly bag, and I'm dying.
Everything was great, everything seemed normal. This was just another one of her annual Christmas haul. Until some internet detectives noticed that these bags looked similar to the designs of the dupe site DHgate.
Here is a full breakdown of the Kylan and Izzy Darnell Christmas haul saga and the fallout since. So a lot of us know by now that Kylan and Izzy did a luxury Christmas haul for items that they got, and a lot of people noticed that the designer items appeared to be fakes. A couple of the tells, people said that the finish for the box that these Chanel shoes came in is different than the finish of the box that authentic Chanel shoes come in, and people also said that the piping on this Chanel bag is way too thick for authentic Chanel. Amid this backlash, Kylan made a TikTok, which has now been deleted, in which she admitted that some of the items she got in her luxury haul were fake. She said she didn't think to ask for the authenticity card, and she thought it was normal that people have a mixture of designer and fake stuff in their wardrobe. That would have been fine. However, Izzy and Kylan's mom then posted this TikTok claiming she got these fake items from The Real Real. The Real Real, if you didn't know, is a brand that sells designer items secondhand, and they claim that all of their items are authentically designer. So users started flooding The Real Real's social media being like, do you sell fakes? Because we thought that everything you sold was authentic. Obviously just a PR nightmare for The Real Real. So The Real Real had to post this on TikTok to clarify how they authenticate designer items. And then to kind of end the saga, the girls posted this haul where they showed that after all the drama, their parents felt so bad that they ended up buying them the authentic luxury items.
And on the topic of getting exposed, I would be silly not to mention Joe Watkins. If you don't know him, he practically wrote the rules of flexing. Between being a self-proclaimed business mogul, dropshipping king, and a crypto success story, he had a lot to flex. However, for him, things began to fall apart when he asked his fans for some investments.
An Instagram con man who called himself the Kardashian of Cheshire has admitted to swindling people out of thousands of pounds in a luxury handbag scam. Jack Watkin, who appeared on a Channel 4 series called Rich Kids of Instagram, raised money from people who thought they were investing in exclusive Hermes handbags. The 26-year-old told his victims that he had contacts, which meant he could access the bags, which are usually sold by invitation only, and that they could split the profits made from reselling them. But according to the police, he actually spent the money on luxury items from Harrods and stayed at the Dorchester in London, which is a 5-star hotel. Police said he created a false image on Instagram of a glamorous and luxurious lifestyle, which seemed to make people trust him and loan him the money. Watkin, who was also convicted this year of 9 offences related to indecent images, pleaded guilty guilty to 6 counts of fraud on the second day of his trial and is due to be sentenced in September.
And it really seems like these stories never end. It's like if someone opened a fire hydrant and out of it came all of these fake rich influencers. And at first glance, it might seem like this is relatively harmless. Like, it's these people's lives, why should we care? But I think it's a lot worse than we realize, and I think this speaks to a bigger cultural issue. Underneath all of these things, the need for status, the need to pretend like we're someone we're not, the need to flaunt what we don't have, there's something deeper going on. It's all fake. It's just another way for us to get caught in the trap of comparison, or for us to feel like we can't be ourselves, or for us to feel like we don't have the right status. And all of this stems from us not being happy with who we are and where we're at on our journey. I mean, I know I definitely can fall into that trap sometimes.
So I wanted this bag, but we're on a budget.
Rating my designer bags.
From what I can tell, it's very similar.
But let's be honest, our value isn't determined by the products that we own. I mean, this bag looks like somebody just stuffed marshmallows in it. These bags look like you could make them in your garage. And this one you can play checkers on. So that's pretty cool. I'll admit, that's pretty cool. And that's not to say that I think there's anything inherently wrong with buying these products or even with the people who bought them, but I just think we don't need to tie our self-worth to what we buy. I don't think our lives should become performances. And I think as social media continues to grow and people continue to make content like this, especially at such a large scale, a lot more people are gonna start feeling like they got left behind. The more we see this type of content, the more we're gonna start feeling bad about our lives. I mean, we could go into study after study about how young people are being influenced by social media, the harmful effects of materialism, and this could turn into an entire docuseries about that. But I don't want to get into all that right now. And actually, I think that maybe part of the issue is we have the wrong idea of what luxury is. I actually think that maybe part of our idea of what luxury is may be cemented in a materialistic philosophy. But what if luxury was actually something else? A Gucci bag or Versace belt or even a designer handbag. What if the real luxury is the little things? Like the first sip of our morning coffee.
This is so good. I need like 10 of them.
A text from a friend.
Happy birthday, Erin.
Or the moment you just get to spend with those you love. I think sometimes we can get too caught up in social media and we'll miss these little moments that make life so great. And I actually made a post asking you guys to tell me what some of these little things in life that made you happy were. And this is what you had to say.
The little things that mean the most. A clean house, sunshine streaming in, my husband getting home early, and unhurried moments with my toddler.
Getting completely lost in my hobbies to the point that time simultaneously flies and stands still.
Spending time with friends. Waking up earlier than my alarm clock. Early morning walks.
When someone says, "This reminded me of you." When a baby looks at me and smiles.
Spending time with family. Watching the sunset. Seeing a full moon.
So at the end of the day, maybe the biggest flex is just being happy. But let me know, do you disagree about something or do you think I missed something? Comment below and then watch this video right here. Other than that, thanks for watching and I will see you next time.